Can you talk about the timeliness of this film?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of oddly serendipitous, I guess, although that's an odd, perhaps, thing to say. But we are approaching midterms here. I think we open, 8 days before midterms. And I hope that this film actually can become a small part of the conversations that some voters might have in states where it might matter to push a button, one way or another.
I thought the casting of Elizabeth Banks was brilliant, and to me, kind of out of the blue. What led you to that decision?
Well, I have to say, when I was offered the job in the script, Elizabeth was already attached. But I agree with you. I would not have taken it on if I didn't think she was a great idea. I've known her for about a decade. And so what's brilliant about her, but particularly in this role, is that she is an actress with comic chops as well as, dramatic chops. And I knew that my approach to this would favor those with a light touch, who would be able to allow the subtext to just float and to make it an easy watch in key ways. So yeah, she was a great co-conspirator, collaborator in that way.
This is one of the most amazing opening shots I've seen in a very long time. By the time she arrives at the police line, we know so much about what's going on, where she is, who she is actually. Can you tell us about your visual strategy, the design?
Sure. I mean, that actually the entire visual strategy, but particularly the opening shot, the closing shot, and the long sequences of the procedures, especially hers, came from not having a lot of money. Like, we needed to plan so carefully in order to do that opening shot, which was, yes, very difficult. But I always knew that in order to stage the entire world, we needed certain elements. And one of them was not a street full of 1,000 rioters. I preferred to put it into building the world through that hotel corridor, which took a long time to find, and the revolving doors. Like, we went around so often in Hartford, Connecticut, where we shot it, looking at revolving doors and hallways, and me saying, no, no, no. And I think we found it at the last minute. But it was part of a strategy to employ that kind of exposition, which is tricky, efficiently and visually. So I'm glad that you got that whole world without having to be told in the opening shot, this is, a 60s lady walking into the famed Chicago Democratic National Convention riots.
Nailed it.